60 Minutes episode that was done this last Sunday, and it had Meredith Whitney on there going, "Hey man, damn, here we go again." Well, it's going to get a lot worse. So there's things to contemplate. And a lot of us have been thinking about it, a lot longer than most. And I want to share some things with you over the years that we have been taking this stuff seriously. While we're doing all the fighting for freedom thing, we've been under the impression that, they might not let us have it. They're going, oh, no. You're going to be able to sustain yourself with food or something? You think you're going to be able to do that? Heck no. We're going to control them, get you on the grid and, weed you all out. Well, who gets weeded out? Who's going to be the most susceptible? I mean, you look at something like, Haiti or Katrina or something like that. There's somebody who's going to make some money making the formaldehyde huts that they did for everybody to go stay in. Now they're selling them for nothing, big giant warehousing out in some field or something. You want to go get them, I guess, whatever. But the government's saying, hey, man, it's too poisonous for you to even move into our little government-funded housing, whatever. Somebody already got the contract, made the money, and that's what we were going for anyway. So we are thinking about how we're going to do it ourselves. We've talked about this. My wife and I were constantly in conversations. Where do we go? How do we do it? How do we prepare? And we got to be an example, too. I mean, it's more than just us being able to sustain ourselves and prepare for our families and making sure we just keep breathing in and out. Because if we can keep doing that, sooner or later, the bad guys just go away. That may, in the end, freedom always wins. It just gets really messy first. That's just history. Well, we started putting up videos from the Freedom Summit. We got them loaded in our server. We have Drew Phillips, one of the videographers, has put it up on his Blip TV. So he wants you to do that so that it can, he makes some money. You go, watch a Ford commercial, but you get the videos. Well, we're starting to put those up. If you go up to Freedoms, by the end of the day, we'll have a lot of the summit videos up there. And one of the first ones we did was Bill Bupert. Now, William Bupert writes for Lou Rockwell quite a bit, and he's like the de-Sovietization of America. Here we go. The map, the little colors on the globe are going to all change. Now, this happened with the Soviet Union. All of a sudden, there's a gazillion, dozens of other countries. You got the stands to the south. You got the whatever republics, the Soviet Republic that broke off, independent countries. But what is their ultimate control? Is there one? Do they have? Well, if they don't want the guys in charge that are in charge and they get their guy in charge, well, they got regime change. Ask the Georgians. Chechens. This is what happens. What will happen in the United States? Is it going to be a different mentality? Is it even the different people that are doing this? Is there a global we rule you kind of thing? Is there something? What's behind it? It's this sickness. It's this. If you're not in control, then you're out of control. You're out of control. If you're not in control, you're out of control. That's their mindset. So how do we maintain? There's a lot of little simple things that we've been experimenting and playing. I didn't get, 6 chickens just so I can just have 6 chickens. It's to learn how much, you just multiply that. How much more work is it to have 18 chickens, 1,800 chickens? I mean, what's the difference? What's the cost? Can you scale it up? You do some hydroponic gardening, a little greenhousing. You got your 16 by 16 plot. How much work does that take to do? How much can you produce? How much? Square foot gardening. Pal Gamble, senior editor of Freedom's Phoenix, he, in his backyard, he has a nice lot. His family's had his father's home that he grew up in, and then another home that he had. And I think he switched with his dad. He didn't want to have the big property, so they kind of switched. And that property, he has like an acre or more here in Central Phoenix called Arcadia in East Valley. That's East Phoenix. So it's still like in the center of Phoenix. It's a very popular area, and it has a lot of land. Well, he said, I'm going to do this square foot gardening thing. Then you go on, and it tells you how to mix the soil, what to include, and so on. Then you do square foot by square foot. How much work does that take? How much food can you produce? This is why this S510 that they snuck through, Sunday night, boom, done. Yep, no debate, unanimous support sent, done. Why? Who's behind that? What's behind that? What money is behind? I mean, it's been a coup on our Constitution long time ago. And this is where Lysander Spooner comes in. He goes, look, man, if the Constitution didn't cause all these problems, it sure as heck didn't prevent it. So if you got any kind of collective governance, you're always going to have the governors, the rulers. They are the ones that are going to benefit. They're going to make sure that they're there. The ship of state will get band-aided, patched up. They're so worried about saving the ship of state, the structure, they don't even give a second thought to the individuals. That was what was unique about the American experiment, is that we were enormously productive very quickly. In a generation or two, all of a sudden, America be whooping butt on whatever. In production, in standard of living, in a middle class that was able to, go either way. They can sit on their butt and kind of, I just, do the hillbilly. I got my hound dog and go, hunt me a squirrel, a possum whenever I get hungry, and I just be chilling and make moonshine. Well, that was fine. That's all good. You're free to do that. Have a nice day. Oh, no. You're not meeting up to the standard of the man. Oh, and by the way, we got to tax your property. You got to get out there and work. Well, that's what happened to the family farmers. They got them to the point to where you had to be able to produce enough to give to the man so you could stay on your property that you're leasing from the government and the property taxes. So do we stay here? And if we do, how do we do it? What can we get inexpensive housing? Can you build your own? Can you sustain yourself? Can you keep breathing in and out? And what do you need? Do you need power? How much power do you need? We got things like LED lights. You go look at Freedom's Phoenix right now, Freedom's with an S, Phoenix.com. We got, some articles on there and various different things, but one of them is about LED lighting. LED, I have a friend of mine that lives off-grid on his own property out in the West Valley, and he's way out. He's like 60 miles outside. Well, he works at the Palo Verde nuclear plant as one of the supervisors out there, and he lives totally off-grid. He's 10 miles from the plant, and he doesn't have electricity. He has his own wind, battery, diesel backup, solar. He's got it going on. His own well, his own septic, he's satellite internet, he's cell phone cover, totally off-grid. Septic, everything. Now, he goes, I wired up my home for Christmas last year using LED Christmas lights everywhere. He goes, it's beautiful. It lights up my patio. You know what we found out? It doesn't do any drain whatsoever on our power supply. We're going to spend some time today going over just some things that we might do just to survive this thing. I'm going to show you some different structures you can build and stuff. You guys stay right there. This is going to be interesting. We'll have some fun.